Okay, I think we're here. We're getting settled. You have to slide in so you can be on camera more. And I'm going to turn this video off here. I'm not sure why that's running. There we go. Hey everybody, good morning and welcome to day 2 of the Wisconsin Quilt Show 2021. I'm Jeff. This is Stacy. And and there's the camera. We look at that.
I know.
It's easy to look at ourselves on the screen. And we will be here for the next hour to talk about CraftOptics. We're going to talk about the product. We're going to answer any of your questions. We have in the comments section, you're going to see, why don't you go ahead and ask any questions you have in the comments section. And also, we're going to run the show special. I'm going to put that right at the bottom here. So we have a show special here. A lot of people wait to the show times to pick up their set of CraftOptics because it is our best pricing of the year, and that is scrolling at the bottom. And I'll explain a little bit about that in some more detail. So let us start. How should I start? First, well, remind everybody, ask any questions you may have in the comment section, and we'll be answering that. And Stacy's keeping an eye on the keyboard with that. I will walk through the product first. Let's talk about CraftOptics, what it is, okay? So CraftOptics are a set of titanium frame eyeglasses. It's a complete set of glasses, and into the frame, we install your prescription, which goes right in here, okay? If you are deciding that you want to order a set, don't worry. You don't have to have a copy of your prescription with you. We will call your optometrist for you. So when you order online or over the phone, in both cases, you'll have the option to just put the name of your optometrist in the order, and then we'll take care of the rest for you. We'll get the prescription for you. So your prescription is installed in the frame. The magnifiers flip up and down. They drop down right in front of your corrected vision like that. So your vision's corrected first here. The magnifiers drop down and enhance that corrected vision. And when I say your vision correction is installed here, I mean your entire correction, including your near correction. You'll see, let's see if I can... I don't know if you can
rotate them a little bit.
Yeah, see that there's a bifocal in the bottom of that.
What if you flip them?
You know, that autofocus thing isn't working very well, but there is a bifocal in the bottom, and it's big. You can see it goes pretty high in the frame, and the reason is that we want the magnifiers to drop down completely in front of that reader. So it's enhancing what you already have. And when you wear them, you're able to not only look down through the magnifiers at a nice, comfortable working distance, and I've got to hold it up a little bit here like that. So that's where it's sharp for me. It's about 14 to 16 inches, and we'll talk about working distance in a few minutes. We have different working distances available for the telescope, so we'll fit it to the way you want to work. But what the idea is that we can get you into a nice, comfortable posture so that you're sitting upright and you're not having to hunch over your work to see. But the other thing is that then I can also see above the magnifiers to see across the room, to watch TV, to see the computer monitor, any of those kinds of things. So they're designed to allow you to do a lot of things with one device. And then, of course, they flip up. And when the glasses flip up, you look down at your work. If I have some, here's some 22 count cross stitch, just as something to look at, I can still see the broad picture through my glasses, through my near correction, and then I drop the magnifiers down, which keeps me at that same distance. And I'm seeing it double the size. So what these do is double the size of what you're looking at, but it's doing that from a nice posture. So you're able to, instead of having to hold things up really close, you're able to sit nice and comfortably like this and see what you're doing. So that is how the glasses work. On top of the glasses, then, I'm going to take this off for a second. We have the Dream Beam light. The Dream Beam light just snaps on. I'll take the whole thing off actually and show you how to do it. And then once I explain everything about the product itself, I'll show you why it'll help you and what it'll help you do. So the light is a little tiny thing here. This weighs only about the weight of a quarter. It snaps on right here, okay, right up between your eyes. The wire, you press into this little clip here like that in the side of the temple. And then what we do is we tell people to clip that wire onto the lanyard. So there's a lanyard here that comes with the glasses. Clip the wire there. And then what that allows you to do is just to throw the whole thing behind your back, and the wire stays completely out of your way. So you don't want that wire hanging. The wire actually is heavier than the light itself, but when it's clipped and behind you, you don't feel it. And the whole idea is then to keep all the weight away from pulling on the glasses. Well, that's weird. I got to change that autofocus. I think it's kind of going in and out. So what happens here now is that the light plugs into, it's a USB light with a control high, low, and off, plugs into a rechargeable battery right here. Okay. And so you plug that in, and then this, you cycle the light high, low, and off. So on high, there you go. You see that? That's that'll wake you up. That is, this will last for 13 hours on a single charge, and the light stays the same intensity the whole time. On low, on this setting here, that will go for 24 hours on a single charge. So just to give you an example, I don't know if you can see this. I'm going to hold this. I'm going to tell me, Stace, you can tell because I can't.
I'm going to look away.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Because it's right.
Whoops. So can you see on the screen?
Oh, it's just blowing out.
Is it? Okay.
Uh-huh.
So, I mean, you get it. The idea is that it's extremely bright. And the other thing is that it's shadowless. You're not getting that kind of an odd shaped, pattern of light. It's a solid pattern of light. So that means you're not getting any shadows. That means your hands, if you can see it through the magnifiers, it's going to be brightly lit and you won't have any shadows. So I know that's a big problem a lot of people have, particularly if they're doing any kind of stitching outside of their normal studio. Now, the nice thing is that in this whole combination, the glasses, your prescription installed, the magnifiers, and the light are called the WOW package, and that's what this is, and that's what the special is. It's $100 off the WOW package at the show, and we can type in the prices on the side. So the show prices combined. Normally the glasses are $524. They're $474 at the show, and normally the light is $299, and that's $249 at the show. So that is $100 off that total package. So normally that total package cost is $823. It's $723 at the show. And as you'll see from the information going along the bottom, we also include one free prescription update. So we get this question a lot. What happens if my eyes change? What happens if I have to get a new prescription? Do I have to buy a whole new set of CraftOptics? And the answer is no. You just send them in with a copy of your new prescription, and we replace it for you. So normally that costs $85. In this case, when you buy at the show using the WI Quilt 21 coupon, you will get a free prescription update down the road. So that holds for however long you need it. All right. So the other thing I'd like to mention too is that when you get a set of these, you have a 45-day trial period. And during that period, if for whatever reason you need to change the working distance, if you need to change anything about it, we'll do that at no charge throughout that 45-day period. We want to make sure, the bottom line here is that we want to make sure that this is something that you're going to use, that you're comfortable with, and that it's set up for the way that you really prefer to work. So we don't want to get you into an uncomfortable position. The whole idea here is to allow you to see and allow you to sit comfortably in the position that's best for you, so you don't have to hunch over your work. So you eliminate that back and neck strain, from hunching over. Okay, so that's how this works. So what CraftOptics will do is it's going to help you see details in a way that you've never seen them before. And I'm not being hyperbolic here. Is that the right word? I'm not, it's not overly hyping. I'm just, it's the truth. You're seeing magnified images, and you're seeing that image lit. So you're seeing a level of detail you're just probably not ever used to seeing before. It's going to also help you sit with and do your creative work, obviously quilting in this case, with a nice, comfortable posture. A lot of people don't realize that when they're working, they tend to start to tighten up and then also start leaning over their work. And when that happens, you're getting back and neck strain. And of course, at the end of the day, you're feeling that. And a lot of times people have to stop, and during the day and stretch and do all that kind of stuff. This will keep you from doing that. In fact, one of the comments we had, I don't know if it's on the banner, one of the banners or not, but the person who wrote yesterday morning.
Oh, I have it on my phone.
Got a set of CraftOptics, put them on. It took her about 5 minutes to get used to, and she wound up stitching for 3 hours straight without stopping, which normally that wouldn't be the case. Normally she's, has to stop and take breaks because she's uncomfortable. So it was just really a nice thing to hear from one of our customers. And you'll see that if you check out the reviews on our website as well. A lot of people comment on that. So we're going to help you see amazing detail. We're going to help you work with in a much more comfortable posture. So it eliminates that back and neck and eye strain. And we're going to help you work with more confidence and better precision. One of the comments we get from a lot of people is once they get their CraftOptics, they look at some of their older projects and they find mistakes that they didn't even know they did. So we're going to help you with that as well. So that's what we're all about. And that's what you get from CraftOptics. And we guarantee it. So you have that 45-day trial period with a full money back guarantee, even if we install your prescription. So again, here is the wow package that we're talking about, the scrolling along the bottom, which is the special. Comes in this case. And in the case, you have the frame with your prescription installed. So the price includes your prescription. So keep that in mind, that the prescription is included in the glasses. So when you get them right out of the case, it's going to have your prescription in it, ready to go. Magnifiers are attached, light is attached, rechargeable battery, all that comes into one package. You can travel with it. That's the really nice thing about this. It's very portable. You can sit anywhere and do your work. You can travel and do your work. You can stitch anywhere. It's really nice. You'll always have magnification and light with you.
And I mentioned prescription includes, drugstore type cheaters. That to us is a correction.
Right. So when I say that, when we say that we put your I should say your correction. So your correction in here, whatever that is. So if you wear a prescription, we put your prescription in here. If you don't have a prescription, if you don't wear prescription eyeglasses, but you do wear readers, we actually install the reader in the frame as well. Okay. So this is what you would normally wear, and then this is enhancing what you normally wear. That's probably the easiest way to think about it. So here's another way to think about it: is if I have my CraftOptics on and I flip these up, I want to be able to still see when I'm looking down, through my near correction and make sure that I'm able to see properly. So you flip the magnifiers down and it enhances that reader or prescription. So hopefully that wasn't too confusing. The bottom line is whatever you normally wear when you're doing your work, that's what we install in the frame, because think about it this way. We're going to flip the magnifiers up from time to time, and you'll still want to see as you are used to seeing. Okay. All right.
Well, and even if you don't, it plays into the working distance that puts you, enables you to sit up comfortably while you're working.
Right. So if you didn't, for example, I think if you wear reading correction, for example, just a reading correction, you'll know that if you're looking at a menu, for example, or if you're looking at some reading, some text, and you don't have your reading glasses on, you have to hold it, something further away for it to be sharp. You put your reading glasses on and you can bring it in closer. So what a reading lens does is it shortens the focal distance, and it would work the same way here. So if you normally wore a reading correction and you didn't install it in the frame, you would be too far away to see. You'd be able to see, but it'd be a really long working distance. So that also makes sure that when you put your reading correction in the frame, it's going to make sure that not only are you seeing perfectly well, but you're at the right working distance as well. On the subject of prescriptions, we do have, there are some frequently asked questions that are on our website, and we have videos covering these as well, but I want to talk about it here. And then if you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the comment section. But we get this question a lot. Why? Number one is why don't we just attach these to our own glasses? Why can't we do that? Well, the answer is that if you take a look at this frame, you'll see the nose pad, the bridge. It's a titanium frame. The lenses are designed to have enough space above the magnifiers so you can see over them and see peripherally. And then when you flip them up, it's designed to have this area be nice and big on purpose. Now, everyone's eyeglasses are different. And unfortunately, if I put my own glasses on, and I tried to line, and these are progressive lenses, and I tried to line these up, it would be different every time, and it wouldn't work. And it would be very uncomfortable. And of course, my frames are not like these frames. They're not designed to hold the magnifiers. They're not designed to be balanced. They're not designed with this nose pad that's really comfortable and allows it just to kind of hang on your nose like this.
And they're not nearly that stylish.
And these are so stylish. We do recognize that these may not be the highest of fashion. However, they are the highest of function. Did I say that correctly?
Yes.
Okay. They are designed for function. It's kind of a tried and true shape, and there's a reason that it's designed this way for all those reasons that I mentioned. Primarily, so that the user, that you, can see around them peripherally. Like I can grab, tools. I can look at my phone. I can look above here, look at my phone. I can flip these up and check out my phone. There are all kinds of things that I can do with this one set of glasses.
I can see the TV.
I can see the TV if it was on. Right now, we're looking at a camera on a monitor that's a little bit across the room. So the neat thing about this is that I don't have to switch glasses all the time when I'm doing my creative work. I can leave these on and use it for everything. Now, you're not going to wear these walking around town. You're not going to wear these out to dinner. You're going to wear them in your studio or wear them, wherever you're doing your creative work. So you have to kind of look at this as a tool, not really as a separate set of glasses. So let's talk about that. That was one thing. Why do we not? The question was, why can't we clip them onto our own glasses? Because your glasses are different. Her glasses are different. It just won't work. Okay. The second thing is that we get the question, well, I wear progressive lenses. How does that work with CraftOptics? Well, we put that same prescription in the frame if you wear progressive lenses. However, we install that correction like this with the reader with a near correction as a bifocal. And that's purely a functional reason. It gives you with my glasses here, this is a progressive set of glasses, and you can kind of see those little zones there. I don't see it in my head, but a progressive lens has a tiny near zone, an intermediate zone, and a distance zone in the lens. If we did something like that with these, the magnifiers itself wouldn't line up properly, because the eyepiece of these magnifiers, and they're telescopes, basically little telescopes, has to be in front of a clean correction. And so it would be in front of that near correction. The other thing is that when you flip the magnifiers up, you really want to have
blurry.
Ooh, sorry. There we go. I could put like autofocus on there or something. When you flip these up, you want a nice big near correction. You don't have to worry about figuring out the sweet spot. It's just there. So people who wear progressive lenses on a day-to-day basis and who say, oh, I hate bifocals. I don't want a line. I don't want a line. They say that all the time. When they get these, they love them because they function properly. They don't have to worry about, figuring out that sweet spot. So it keeps it nice and clean that way.
Couple of points on that is that the line is above the telescopes anyway. So when you're wearing them, you don't see it at all.
Right. That's right.
And then the other thing I was thinking about yesterday was just in terms of explaining the different, like a progressive versus a bifocal. If you think of it in terms of color, like blues at the top and yellows at the bottom, you want to see through just the yellow, but a progressive has like all the green in the middle that's kind of blended and throws off what you're looking at.
Yeah. So this just keeps it nice and clean and simple. And that's what we want. We want to keep it simple for everybody. And when you put them on, I think if you've, most of us who've had progressive lenses have gone, when we get our day-to-day glasses made, we've all gone through that acclimation period where we put them on and it seems a little weird, and it's it takes a little while to get used to, at least initially. In fact, it was during the pandemic where I was wearing these around the house all the time, where I finally started getting used to them, and now I really like them. But it takes a while. And you too. Yeah, both of us. It took us quite a bit of time to get used to it. Of course, when we started CraftOptics, neither of us wore reading glasses, and so and now we both do.
Yours are higher than mine.
Mine are stronger. It's true. And so it's getting used to that whole acclimation. It's some reason my brain feels like I'm not saying it correctly, but when we're getting acclimated to those lenses, you don't have to do that with CraftOptics. Like we said earlier, the person who wrote in yesterday and said, hey, it took me 5 minutes to get used to them, and then I was stitching for 3 hours. that's what we love to hear, because it's just clean and simple and optically correct. And so I think you'll really, really enjoy how you see with these.
Yeah. And actually the biggest adjustment most people have is the habit to lean in because that's what they're used to doing in order to see their work. So,
right. That's the number one. I'd say that's probably one of the number one. It's one of the top things that people have to get used to, is that they're used to, like you said, sometimes people will wear glasses if they're nearsighted, and what they'll do is they're wearing their glasses and they're working on some stitching, or they're working on, at a machine, and they'll take their glasses off because they're nearsighted, and then they have to lean in to see, and they can see, but they have to sit like this, and then they wonder why their back and neck hurt. Well, that's why, because they're hunched over.
Well,
and so
when we do shows, we have these quilts with our logo. Oh, it looks funky. With the logo, and we demonstrate and people try them, and then they can see all these different, they're like beads, and I don't know if will it show up on here?
A little bit. It's
a little. Oh, it gets weird, but there's there's things on here that you can't you don't see usually with the naked eye, and so people put on the glasses, and then they sit back and see all these things they couldn't see before, and then when they take them off, they often just lean back in, and they don't even realize that they've done that.
It's really common. It's really common for people to not realize that we talk about this quite a bit at shows and in person when we're discussing this with people, is that they don't associate their vision with their back and neck pain. I think of it as two separate things, and really it goes hand in hand. If you're not seeing well and you're hunching over to see, you're sitting in an awkward position for long periods of time, and that makes your back and neck really uncomfortable. And so if you're able to see in a nice posture, it takes that issue away. So I'm going to show you again. This is the WOW package that is scrolling at the bottom. It's $100 off using the coupon code WIQuilt21. And here's what you get. This is the titanium frames in red, purple, or black. That's the purple one. You have your prescription is installed, the magnifiers are attached, the light is attached, and you have the rechargeable battery all together in this nice package. And it's great for traveling, so you can take that with you.
Talk about working distances.
Let's talk about working distances. Right. So I want to see if I have a few. I'm going to pull up. I'm going to share the screen here. Share screen, share Chrome tab, this one. I'm going to show you some photos from the photo gallery. And you're going to see a number of people working, and I'm going to take that off. So your special, by the way, is better than the one that we have on the banner showing up at the top of our website. So keep that in mind too. So you'll see some different working positions. So this one here is working closer. She's about 12 inches away from her eye, measured from her eye to the subject. Now she's doing some aesthetics work, and you can see here next to her, she is a quilter, and she's sitting at about 14 to 16 inches away. So all this is designed to fit people to the posture that they're comfortable with. So here he's sitting at most of these are the regular working distance, which is 14 to 16 inches. Okay. And you'll see some are sitting at a little bit longer distances. Let's see, he's at a little bit of a longer distance. So you can see how he's doing some wood carving here. Okay. Bonnie and Jill here are working with the regular working distance. So we have different working distances. The working distances that we use, I'm going to show you. I'm just going to go back here, back to me. Do we have that on the banner? I think we do. The working, yeah, here we go.
Yeah.
So we have 3 different working distances: short, regular, and long. The short one, that 12 to 14 inches, all those are measured from the front of your eye to the object that you're working on. And so I'll go through these. By far the most common is the middle one, the regular range, 14 to 16 inches. But the short range, the 12 to 14 inches, sometimes that's for people who like to, they've done handwork, or they've done some kind of, they've just always done their stitching, and they've been sitting in a chair where they're holding things really close. We get that. Yeah. Right. We've had people tell us that. And so they're sitting like this, and, like, let's see if I have this here. They like to sit here. They're just comfortable being in this position. And if that's the case, you pick the short range working distance. Primarily that's used for by jewelry artists who work on an elevated bench. So what they're working on is really up in the air a little bit closer to their face, and they're used to that. But it's for jewelers and also people who are just used to being close and prefer to be closer. The regular working distance is by far the most common, and that's if you're sitting at a machine, if you're working on your lap, if you're working on a table or a desktop, all those things. That's probably the most common. I don't think you can go wrong with that working distance. It's by far the most common, and we studied, hundreds and hundreds of people and how they work, and that kind of fits a broad range of artists. And then the 16 to 18 inch working distance, the long working distance, is really for taller people. Number one, people who have neck issues and really need to sit way up straight, and for long arm quilters. And that was really designed for long arm quilting. And I think I'm going to share that again. Let's see here. Like if you look at this, let's see if I got a picture of some long arm quilters here. Probably further down.
It was. I saw it before.
I know it's
in your video.
But this gives you a kind of a wide range of various CraftOptics users, and you get an idea of how everyone works. Oh, there we go. So this will kind of give you an idea. That loads. Why is that taking so long? There we go. So people working at a long arm machine, so you can be at a nice, comfortable distance there. Okay. So.
Do we have a tape measure handy? I was thinking we could just show how you measure.
I don't think I do. But if you do, we'll pretend to have one over there. No, we could pretend. So if you do want to work on decide on your working distance, don't sweat too much about it. But you measure from the front. You hold it from the front of your eye to whatever you're looking at. That's how you measure.
Measure me.
Huh? Like that,
or get someone to help you.
But it's pretty easy, and don't get too worried about it. If you get a set of CraftOptics and you get a working distance that you decide is too close and you want to be further away, we'll change that for you at no charge during the 45-day trial period as well. So don't worry too much about that. I would say, I think Lynn can chime in. I believe that the biggest change we have is for people who are further away and want to be a little bit closer. So they think they want to sit up nice and straight. And when they get the magnifiers or they get CraftOptics, they wind up leaning in a little closer than they thought they did. And so they're much more comfortable just being a little bit closer. That's kind of the
trend. It's not a big difference. I mean, we do want people sitting up straight, and they want to too. But sometimes at the shows, they're like, oh yeah, well, I think I sit like this. And then they get back and they really sit
in their studio. And it's hard in person to at a show to kind of simulate someone's own workspace, but we try. So that's what we normally do. We can't do that because we're not in person, but we can have that discussion, and hopefully that the discussion is helpful. A couple of things that I wanted to mention too. There are, let's see, do we have I want to bring the banners over here. We have where's the product wizard? Here we go. So one of the things we have on our website, and I think it's important to check out, is the product wizard. And what the product wizard is it's basically an artificial intelligence questionnaire that you can go through, and it will ask you all the questions we would ask you if we were in person. And it walks you through the way, what you do, what kind of creative work you do, how you do it, how you sit, what you want to see. So we talk about, obviously we know what you want to see when you're looking through the magnifiers. And we know when you flip it up, we know that that's what you want to see here. Okay. What we sometimes don't always know is what you want to see when you're looking above the magnifiers, like I'm doing now. Some people want to watch TV. They watch TV while they stitch. They watch TV while they're doing quilting. Some people are taking classes on their computer. They want to be able to see their computer monitor, which is about arm's length away. Well, that's a different thing that we put in here. That's the intermediate distance in the upper part of the glasses. So the product wizard walks you through all that, and at the end gives you a recommendation, which you can then add to the cart. We also get a copy of that. So if you do place an order, if you decide to order, we'll know. We'll be able to double check it against what you filled out in that product wizard. And I think I'll bring up that wizard here. I'm going to close that, hide that. Oop. What am I hiding here? Yeah, I want to hide this. I want to leave that scrolling. And then I'm going to pull up the, I'm going to share that screen again and pull up under products. You can hit the product wizard right here. So you click the product wizard. And again, all the details of pricing and everything is all underneath the product section here. You can drop down and hit the CraftOptics Wow package, which is what we have on sale. The eyeglasses alone, without the light alone, if you haven't, if you have the glasses and you don't have the light yet. But hitting that product wizard, here's how this works. We ask you, what kind of work do you do? Okay, and I'm assuming that most people watching this are quilting, sewing, cross stitch, needlepoint.
Know somebody,
and you might know other people who wants. Yeah, you may have friends who are struggling to see, or they want to improve the detail work. And then we ask you, well, okay, if you're doing these kind of, what type of work do you do? Well, let's say I do machine quilting and sewing. I sit on a chair at a desk or table. And then we ask you about your glasses. I wear regular, eyeglasses. Typically our customers are wearing, glasses with progressive lenses or no line bifocals. And then we ask what you want to see when you're looking above the magnifiers through the upper portion of the glasses. So I'm going to just kind of add myself to this. So what we mean by that, let's see, do I go here? Oh, blurry. Hello.
There you are.
There we are. What I mean by that is when I'm doing my work here, and when I look above, what do I want to see? Okay. And so what this will walk you through, I'm going to bring this up again. I'd like to see the TV or others in the room. I just want to see my computer screen, or I just want to see my tools nearby. And so the most common is this one, and we can go through that. And then we ask if you decide to purchase, how would you like us to get your prescription? You can have the option to email a photo of it, or we'll contact your optometrist, or you just wear readers. And then, the product wizard goes on from there. The idea, though, is to walk you through all the questions that we would normally ask you in person and get you thinking about some of the things that we've talked about, what you want to see through your glasses. We don't want to overcomplicate this. It's pretty simple, and there aren't too many options, but I think it'll help get you comfortable with what you're choosing. We obviously want to get it right the first time. If we don't, we have that 45-day trial period in which we'll make those changes, whatever changes need to be done to make sure that you're happy. As we say all the time, we want to make sure that this is a tool that you're going to use for the rest of your life. It's a lifelong investment. It's the kind of thing that, these are about 11 years old, I think. They last forever. You just change the lenses in the frame when your eyes change, and that's it. And of course, as you'll see with the special running at the scrolling at the bottom of the screen, you get one free prescription update along with your purchase. So that's using the code Wisconsin WI Quilt 21 through Saturday, the 11th. So the end of the show. Also, on either side, one side or the other of the screen, there is an option for you to opt in to get the coupon emailed to you as well. If you're thinking about it, you can get a copy of that the coupon emailed, and you'll have it if you decide that you want to do some research and then order it later on. All right, so let me give you a little bit of background too. These glasses may look familiar, and I start off with this, but I didn't. If these look familiar, it's because you may have probably seen these on your dentist, or you've seen them on surgeons, some glasses that are similar to this. And the reason these look like they do and where we came from is that we were the company, not through CraftOptics, but a previous company called Optic, where we introduced these types of magnifiers to the dental market in the early 1980s. So we've been around this a really long time. My father was a dentist here in Madison, Wisconsin, and he was getting terrible back pain and eye strain from hunching over his patients, for 8 hours a day, trying to see his work. And he also was, had to get too close. It was not comfortable for him, not comfortable for patients for him to be so close. So he was looking for solutions, and he designed a set of glasses like this, very similar to this actually, for himself. And he thought, well, that's pretty nice. I can sit in a nice posture. My back and neck pain has gone away. I can see better than I could see before. And maybe other dentists might like this idea. And so out of his little dental office here in downtown Madison, he started putting the product together, and we started attending trade shows. I was, in college at the time, and the family went around the country selling the concept, ergonomics, talking about ergonomics before most people were talking about that, sitting in a good posture, working with magnification and light to take that stress off of your eyes and all those kinds of things. It took a few years, but it did eventually take off, as now because you'll see that this type of product is standard equipment and for just about any dentist and any dental professional. And so over the years in the dental world, we sold that in over 20 years ago. We were getting calls from patients of our dentist customers who would say, "Hey, I'm a quilter and I want glasses like my dentist wears. I do all kinds of intricate work. I really want to be able to see like my dentist sees." We just didn't have the product for them, but we got enough calls from quilters and jewelers and cross stitchers and tattoo artists and fly tires, just about anybody who does detail work, electronics. And we thought, well, there's other people who do detail work should be able to benefit from having magnification and light in a similar kind of setup. And so after Oroscoptic, after those years, we worked on developing some prototypes for optics. They were lighter weight, had similar resolution, but in terms of they're high resolution optics, similar to what we sold in the dental world.
Much less expensive,
but
by the way.
but yeah, much more cost effective. These are about the glasses at $474 here for the show. It's about a third of what a dental set would cost. So we patented that in the late 2000s and started CraftOptics in 2009 to bring these to market. And our only focus is on creative people, artists. The range runs, and you saw in the photos from quilters to I'm going to bring that up again. I'll bring this page up here, just to the photo gallery again, just to give you a little bit of idea. So you got cross stitch, needlepoint. You have people who do aesthetics work. You have jewelers. You have beaders, bead workers. You have just applique, lashes. Just fly tying, tattoo artists, and just
miniatures.
Miniatures.
Santa's
a big fan, as you can see. So you see, just have a wide range of users, and again, it's really for anybody who does detail work, and so that's our focus.
I was going to say one thing that's nice. You could see in the photos there that you have so much flexibility in terms of where you can work, because you're totally portable with this setup. Right.
Yeah. Some people here, Lisa here's at a show, and she's demonstrating some jewelry making and beadwork techniques, and she's she's got the glasses on. She hasn't flipped up for the photograph, but she's using them at a show. So obviously they're portable. Here, someone's on their couch. They have someone again at a show, someone working on watches at a jeweler's bench, a dental lab, another fly tying. Here's tying flies, audiophiles, people doing work with audio equipment. So it's just a wide range, and you see just a really big range of people and where they're sitting, and you can see that most of them are sitting in with a really excellent posture. It's just taken a ton of those pain points away from hunching over and helping you see. So pull that back. So again, if you have any questions, put those in the comments. I want to put a note here that this is you have a 45-day trial period with a full refund if you're not delighted with what we put together for you. I want to emphasize that the goal is not to sell something and stick you with something and get it out the door. The goal is to work with you ahead of time, make sure we get it right for you, talk about the way you want to work. This isn't an off-the-shelf kind of thing. It's something that we know you're going to have for years to come. And so we want to make sure that it's right. And if for whatever reason we can't get it right, or you just aren't comfortable with it, we'll give you your money back. I think that's the only way, especially in these times. That we've been doing this since, for we're going in our 13th year now. But right off the bat, we had the same 45-day trial period. We've always done that. And that is just to make sure that we get everything right for you. And it's pretty rare that we get returns. And once in a while, if someone returns it, sometimes it's just not what they expected. But it's pretty rare. And so that's why we continue.
It's like a low vision.
Or sometimes frequently it tends to be someone who's low vision, a really low vision, who has maybe a little bit further along than in a bad way, unfortunately, that we're not able to accommodate. However, that we get that question a lot, and that's an important point, is that we do have a lot of people who ask us about macular degeneration. If they have macular degeneration, will these be helpful? And the answer is yes, to a certain point. So it depends on how far along it is. One of the neat things about how this works is that you are seeing in stereo. So you're seeing in these two telescopes here, and each eye, it's in front of each eye, and then the image is in stereo. And what happens is if one eye is better than the other, if you have macular in one eye, it's worse than the other, the good eye fills in the blanks of the bad eye when you're looking through the magnifier. So that these combined with the light can really make a big difference. It kind of bring back, people have had to stop sewing or doing or quilting or cross stitching, whatever they've done, or embroidery. They're able to do it again with these. So it's a real satisfying thing to sell. It's to get people set up with. We're real happy when we're able to help people get back to doing the work that they, the kind of creative work that they really love doing.
Isn't that kind of how Monovision works too? I mean, because it's your brain.
A little bit, yeah. So Monovision, So Monovision is when, and it's becoming more and more common. Monovision is when people get corrected in one eye for near and one eye for distance. Sounds kind of weird, but one eye is focused here, one eye is focused out here. And for day-to-day, life, that's pretty comfortable. But for detail work, sometimes it's harder. It's a little bit harder to concentrate on that and to get a real sharp image for some people. Some people are fine. Some people put these on and they have monovision and with clear lenses and they're totally fine. Some people have both eyes corrected for near in their glasses, and they have a set of glasses designed for that in the glass. So all that you can read about on the website, but if you're one of those people, it does work. So if you have monovision, it works. If you have any kind of correction, the people say, well, what if I have prisms? What if I have really strong astigmatism? It works for all of them, as long as if your vision is correct in here, then this is just going to enhance it. That's a simple way to put it. So if we put your actual prescription in here, this is just going to make it that much better. If we don't put your prescription in here and we enhance your uncorrected vision, it's going to be uncomfortable, and probably you're going to be at the wrong working distance, and you're going to get eye strain. So that's why the price includes your prescription or your reading correction. So we make sure that that's it's just a one price for everything. So if you have a crazy prescription, if you have something that you think is really unusual, we've probably seen it before in our almost 13 years now of doing this. We've done thousands of these, and it's really we've put some really interesting prescriptions in, and it's a fixed price.
When we get some interesting stories at the shows, people are like, I'm going to tell you how I work, and I wear these glasses on top of these glasses, and they're like, yeah, we've heard that one before.
Yeah, that's pretty common. We do get a lot of people who will wear 2 or 3 pairs of readers on top of each other. But when they do that, every time they add a reader, it shortens the focal distance. So they have to keep working, closer and closer. And then the natural question we ask is, well, how's your back? Oh, my back's terrible. It feels awful at the end of the day. Well, that's why. But until you point it out, sometimes people don't really realize that. So it's always a fun and interesting conversation to have with people.
It's a similar thing to sometimes the customers who have they get an extra set of really strong readers or glasses made,
right?
So that they can see everything bigger, but then they're too close to what they're working on, and they are straining their eyes because it's more of a correction than they need.
Right. So let's say I normally would wear a +2 reader And if I got a +3 or a +4 reader, it would feel uncomfortable, number one, but it would also have to hold whatever I'm working on really close. So the stronger the reader, the shorter the focal distance. And if it's stronger than what's really designed for your eyes, it's going to be uncomfortable and you'll get eye strain as well. So the heavy lifting for magnification is done here with the magnifiers, with the CraftOptics. You put your regular reading correction in here and you'll be all set. They'll work together to give you some vision that you didn't really realize was possible. So we're going to help you see amazing detail. We're going to help you sit with great posture, and we're going to give you the ability to do some precision work and with confidence, and I think also give you the ability to maybe go after projects that you haven't done before, or that you kind of put off, or that you've avoided because maybe it's not you thought it would be too hard to do. This will give you the confidence to do that. Also, as Stacy pointed out yesterday, a lot of people we run into say, well, they started this project and they just never finished it because over time, and overdoing it, doing it for months or years, even cross stitch for a lot of that. Yeah, it just started getting too hard and it wasn't fun anymore. This brings back the fun, and it allows you to see it, and I think and work with even more precision than you were able to do before. So that's what we do. There are a couple of other questions I wanted to run through. We're asked a lot about payment plans, and there are a number of payment plans, so we'll go through those too. We have, let's see if I can, maybe I should bring them up. Should I bring them up on the payments? Let's see if I can bring that up here and share that screen. So we have a couple of things here. We do have payment plans. There's a firm with 3, 6, or 12 months starting at 0% interest, and you can go. All these are available except for one, which I'll explain, but they're available when you check out online. PayPal Credit is probably the most common one. That's 6 months interest free. Again, you can hit PayPal Credit when you're checking out online. The only one that we can't do online is Care Credit. Care Credit offers a 6, and I believe you can get 12 months with Care Credit as well. Those have to be processed over the phone, and you just need to give us a call if you decide you want to work with Care Credit. And also, if you have a flexible spending account or health savings account, those will work. They do cover CraftOptics. If you have a credit card, it's not a credit card, I guess it's a debit card for that account. That's a MasterCard or Visa card. You can use that for your CraftOptics. If you need to get reimbursed, if your card doesn't cover that, well, then we'll give you all the details that you need to have that to get reimbursed. Also, some people have insurance plans that cover vision equipment, vision products, glasses, lenses. If that's the case, we don't process the insurance, but we will provide you with whatever invoices you need to make sure that you get reimbursed for that. Okay, so those are all available as well. Okay.
Oh, I was just gonna say, if you have an FSA or HSA, try not to wait till December 31st.
Right, a lot of people wait till the last second and they want everything right away. So yeah, if you're thinking about it, get it in a little bit earlier. And that's there are a couple of other things that I wanted to cover. And one is, if you want to place, let me see, do I have that up there? I don't need to have it up there actually for this. Some people want to know, they definitely want to get their CraftOptics, and they want to get them at the show and get the show special and save the $100, but they haven't had their eyes checked yet. And so it's time for an exam. That's okay. You can place your order and then just get your eye exam and email or a photo of your new prescription, in a week or two after your exam. So that's pretty common. Just place your order now, get it in, and then just send in a copy of your prescription. Once we get your prescription, we ship these out within about 10 business days. So we get them to you pretty quickly. We jump on them pretty quickly. So if you do want to order, if you decide that this is what you want to do, keep in mind you have a 45-day trial period. But also, we get the question, well, what do I need? Do I need to have my prescription? Do I need other stuff? No. The answer is no. You just need to have yourself have an idea of what your working distance is. And of course, we'll go through all of that when you order. And again, if you use the product wizard, that will give you can actually come up with a recommendation, and that will actually be you can add it to the cart right there. And so you don't really need anything. You just need the name of your optometrist. So when you check out, give us the name of your optometrist, and we will. Traffic's going crazy outside, and we will call your optometrist to get that for you. Okay, so you don't have to have that on hand. You can always email it afterwards, or after your exam, or just give us the name of your optometrist. What else? Go ahead.
What about? I was just thinking about people who are getting cataract surgery coming up. You could talk about that.
Right. Sometimes people will say, "Well, excuse me, I'm having cataract surgery. I want to wait until I have cataract surgery." Well, sometimes you don't really know. Sometimes it's scheduled. You have early cataracts, or they're developing, or in one eye, and it's going to take a long time before you actually have that surgery. Get your CraftOptics now and see over the next year and a half until you have that surgery. And after the surgery, when you order, of course, at the show, you get one free prescription change. So after the surgery, send them back with a copy of your new correction once your eyes settle after the surgery, and we'll replace those lenses, and that's, of course, at no charge for you. So
that's a nice bonus. That's only during the show,
right? That's only available during the show. Getting that free, that's normally $85. We get some other discussions. People, it's really common for any artist who's doing detail work to get terrible back and neck pain, and we do want to just again emphasize it. The whole point of CraftOptics is to help you see those details better, but also be able to see it from a nice, comfortable posture, so you're not hunching over your work. You have 3 working distances to help you get in the right position. You choose one of 3 working distances that will get you in the right position for the kind of work that you love doing, that'll keep you from hunching over. If you try to lean in closer than the working distance is designed for, it actually won't be clear, so it forces you to sit in a more upright posture. It's opposite of it's counterintuitive. You think, well, if I get closer, it's going to be better. And it actually is worse. If you're designed to be 14 inches away and you get 10 inches away, it's not going to be sharp, and you'll know right away. And so sometimes we'll get calls from people and they say, oh, it's not as sharp as when I tried it at the show. That's because they're leaning in too close. So a lot of times we'll get them on the phone and just say, hey, try sitting back a couple inches, and they do. And all of a sudden it's perfect. So that's the learning curve we talked about earlier. Everyone tends to lean in closer. That's just kind of a natural thing. We want you sitting up more upright. Okay. Let's see. So we talked about the short, regular, and long working distance. We talked about macular degeneration. Let's talk a little bit about weight. So the glasses, I'm going to just bring this up over here. So we get this question too. So we get this question a lot. They look heavy. Okay. So when you put these on, from your perspective, I can see how you think that those look really heavy. These are about 40% lighter than what we used to make for the dental industry years ago. They're considerably lighter, much lighter than they look. It's important, however, to make sure that you're not letting the wire hang down, which some people do. Put that behind you like we have it set up, and I'm going to show you again how we do that. So the wire clips on the light clips on right between your eyes. You press it into the temple, and we clip it to the back of the lanyard that's included. And then you put it behind your neck, and that just keeps it out of the way completely. So these weigh, the total weight of this whole setup here, including a prescription, is about 48 grams. And then if you add the light, that's another 7 grams, I think.
What if you don't know what 48 grams feels like?
It's light.
Wasn't there like a candy bar comparison? You had some goofy.
I did. It's equal to 18 Ricola cough drops. So if
you want to pile those up on your face, you'll know.
It will work. We put it on a little scale. And it's only because I had a cough at the time I was doing the measurement, and I didn't know what else to use, but to give you an idea. So so when we put them in people's hands, they're expecting to drop, but they're much lighter than people expect. So I think you'll see in the comments too, in our reviews. I highly recommend checking out the reviews as well on our website. Quite a few people will comment on how they thought they were going to be a lot heavier than they were. So that makes it, it's surprising. And I think you'll appreciate having something that looks like this and you're able to see in such a lightweight package. I mean, everything we did is designed to keep everything as lightweight as we can.
I was going to say most people who are wearing readers or glasses don't have much of a adjustment.
Right. They're used to wearing glasses. Yeah. And I'd say that if people and people wear glasses regularly, get it. Yeah. If people are just wearing readers from time to time, they're the ones who may think find it a little, I was obvious, we can't get around the fact it's going to be heavier than just a regular set of glasses, but the frames are titanium. Yeah, they're not, yeah. The frames are titanium. All this is very lightweight stuff on purpose. I mean, we shaved everything down to have the least amount of material as possible to keep it, to keep the weight down. And that's been the whole focus. So that's the answer to that question. Yes, they look heavy, but they don't feel heavy. Okay. And if they do feel heavy, there are a lot of adjustments that you can make. And the biggest one is this one, which is the nose pad here. So the best thing about this nose pad is that it's designed so it's hanging on your nose, not sitting on two pressure points. So if this is too close together and you put it on, you will feel it because it's going to sit on 2 points. So what you do is the opposite of what a lot of opticians would do is you want to widen this a little bit, just a little, and then it hangs on your nose. And also the spring hinges kind of grab you a little bit from the side. And then of course you want to wear the lanyard like I'm wearing, and that can actually be tightened as well. So all that's designed to kind of spread the weight around your head instead of having it all sitting on the bridge of your nose. So I'm going to show you again those are my glasses. Yep. I'm going to show you again the WOW package. That is what you'll see on the website. If you go under products, WOW package, I'll do that. I'm going to go to the WOW package here. So that's this right here. And that's what we're talking about. That's what's for sale. Here are the prices, the normal prices. You're actually going to be saving $100 off this total package here, and also get a free prescription update. And if you decide, you can actually go to the product wizard right there on the page of the WOW package as well. So again, the reason that we say this is the WOW package is because people put it on, and when they do, and they turn that light on and they're looking at some of their work, they always say, wow. And so we go, well, that's an easy
it
product
named
naming.
itself.
Yes, it named itself. So here's what it is. It comes in a case like this. In the case, you have your titanium frame. That's a purple one. It's in purple, red, or black. And then the magnifiers are attached. The light is attached. Your prescription is already going to be installed in the frame when you get them. The rechargeable battery is included. And that's everything. And the neat thing about it is you zip that up and you can take that with you anywhere, travel with it. We have pictures of people, and you can see it either on our Instagram or Facebook page or website, pictures of people working on airplanes, people working in cars, in RVs, in parks, on benches.
Carolyn made our quilts. She was doing all the beadwork in the gym outside her son's basketball practice.
Right. So she was, in watching basketball games. So the neat thing about this is you can take it anywhere with you. And it's the kind of thing that you're going to have for a lifetime. It's a lifetime warranty on the optics, 3 years on the frame and everything else, and 1 year on the battery for the light. So these things will last you forever. This pair here is about 11 years old already. And I would say I can't recall since 2009 we've been selling these, and I think I just don't recall any frame. Maybe a nose pad need to be replaced or something.
Don't
on the frame.
let your dog get a hold of them.
Don't let your dog. Yeah. So just in general, though, the frame lasts forever. It's titanium and it's really well made. And I just again, this is 11 years old, so 10 or 11 years old. But we did have one customer who had just received her glasses and was working on them. She put them down in the case, put them down, and the case was open, and her new puppy took it off the counter and in about 30 seconds chewed up the entire set. And she sent us a picture. It was just the most devastating picture I've ever seen. So we've had that. Yeah. So don't feed it to your dog. That will affect the operation. The other thing I would say don't do is what happened to another customer of ours. She got her set of CraftOptics. She was loading up her car to go off to a retreat, quilting retreat, I believe it was. She put the bag that had her case in it behind her car and then forgot to put it in the trunk, got in her car, put it in reverse, and put a nice tire track right across the set. that didn't hold up so well. But
Yeah, there will be no CraftOptics videos.
Yeah.
Of monster trucks running over.
Yeah, I would
these
say cars running over it or puppies may not hold up so well. But we took care of both of them and made sure that they're okay. So that's where we are. It is now noon, so we're up for the hour. If you have any questions, we'll be monitoring both the YouTube and Facebook pages and the comment sections. So if you have questions, by all means, give us a call or head just straight to our website at craftoptics.com. Again, I recommend trying the product wizard. That's a great way to kind of walk through all the options, or give us a call.
Lynn is around.
Pardon?
Lynn is around.
Lynn is around. We're
answer.
around. So one of us will get the call. When you call, you will speak to a human. Lynn is there to help walk you through any questions you may have. And here's the website, or the phone number. All right. And also, if you get an opportunity, check out the reviews. I think you'll appreciate those as well. And now I'm going to just play this as we go out. Let's see.
Maybe you're not.
Oh, share. That's what I wanted to do. Yep. We'll do that. Show that. Share this. And I'm going to put up that again. Yeah. All right. I think we got everything. Did I? That's why. No. Sorry about that. All right, we're set. So thank you, everybody, and we will see you this afternoon at 3:00. And we'll head out with this and talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.